Greetings, all you entrepreneurs, freelancers, vocational misfits, working stiffs from sea to shining sea. I'm Nate Hausman, your guide to the 21st century, and I compiled a bunch of really sad economic news under the Biden regime. So I thought, you know what, I better find some business ideas and solutions to lighten up the mood. So if you care to join me, we're gonna figure this one out. So like, share, and subscribe to this video. If you're on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Podcast, X, or Meta, you know what to do if you're a regular viewer. And we want to grow this community of free thinkers and people who don't want to work for the man. I freelance, I drive Uber, I day trade, I invest in crypto, I invest in gold and silver. I do anything I can not to do it the old-fashioned way, and I try to talk to as many people as I can about the economic reality. A lot of people are waking up, and that's a good thing. It just took an economic disaster to really wake people up. So let's start here. U.S. retail sales plunged in January, worst year-over-year growth since the COVID lockdown. This is from Zero Hedge, authored by their boss man, Tyler Durden. Pen name, obviously. As we detailed in our preview for premium subscribers, if the omniscient analyst at Bank of America is right this morning, February 15th, the fecal matter is about to hit the rotating object as they saw retail sales declining bigly, more than expected in January, judging by real-time credit card spending data. It's always more than expected. It's always less than expected. It's always worse than expected with these people. It's like, it's never as expected. So you got to understand that they're bullshit artists. I'm at the 2-minute mark. I think I'm okay if this is on, if you're watching this on YouTube. After they unexpectedly surged in November and December, headline retail sales in January were expected to decline just 0.2%, but Bank of America nailed it once again with a large 0.8% month-over-month drop. That dragged the year-over-year retail sales down to just 0.6%. That's the worst monthly decline since March 2023 and the worst year-over-year rise since May 2020. It wasn't pretty. So, long story short, overall the graphs, retail sales are down, which is kind of goes without saying because inflation is outpacing wage growth. Only the most sheltered, privileged, boomer, pension fund, secure people can't recognize that. Everyone else is waking up to reality. So, and it's so bad that Jeff Bezos is cashing out. Jeff Bezos sells more than $2 billion in Amazon stock for a third time this month, as of February 15th. The Amazon founder, Jeff Bezos, sold roughly $2.03 billion of shares in the company over the past few days, according to a filing. It's the third time Bezos has liquidated a large chunk of Amazon stock this month. Bezos said last year that he would leave Seattle and head to Miami, a move that could save him hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes on the share sales. So Jeff Bezos doesn't believe in his own company anymore. So what does that tell you? If even Amazon is struggling in retail, then you got to find something else to sell. You got to find some other way to sell stuff. So one way is to, sell over other big tech platforms. And that brings me to a couple ways you can support this program. I've got two sponsors. One of them is myself. I have a business called Ziphos Web Marketing. I've been running this. I've been having it. I've incorporated way back in 2016, and I've been making freelance websites since a couple years before that. The pandemic and this crazy economy has crushed small businesses, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you have a website, there's so much technology online that can help you in running your business. You can book appointments. You can facilitate, online sales. You can have a cost calculator. If you do projects like construction, remodeling, car repair, there's ways to offer information to your potential clients or customers to help your business run more smoothly. And I would love to get you started on that. So either I or my network of white label, contractors can make your website. We can even enable payments in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum. There's apps and plugins that'll let you do that. So, you know, please take advantage. I want to help you. And if you're a content creator on Rumble, YouTube, whatever, I mean, a website can help you monetize your channel in ways that advertising cannot. So do that. I also have a referral program. So maybe if you're not a business owner, but you know someone who is, hey, you can get on the action too. You can get a 15% commission and offer them a discount on my services. So you win, your business friend wins, and I win. I'm a problem solver. I come up with ways to survive in this crazy economy. I don't know how I do know how I've made it so far, but it's a roller coaster. But if an ADHD Tourette's patient like me can survive in this economy, anyone can. So let's work together. Click on that link. And another way you can make some passive income in this economy, like if you're self-employed and you don't have PTO from an employer, is to have AI buy and sell and make profits for you on Pinex. Pinex is a cryptocurrency, exchange where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. What's cool about Pinex is they have bots that'll trade for you. They've got all sorts of AI programs that'll you can choose the one that works for you. You can check their stats, check how much they make in the past week or 30 days, and decide, hey, I want to make money that way. So you can buy crypto with your debit card or your bank account, or you can deposit crypto from another wallet if you have one already here, and have at it. Just let the bot do the work. You got to monitor it. You got to keep track of it. But you can make money hands free. So take advantage of that. I offer affiliate links and resources to the services that I use myself, and that will help you make it in this weird time. We got to hang on until the next presidential election and inauguration. I do have a feeling that we're going to clean up, the elections by November, and the rightful President Trump will have a way to do that. He's really confident. So if you follow him, he knows what's going on. He's going to win, and the powers that be know he's going to win because they're so ruthless in all their lawfare and bogus, court cases against them. So he's a real threat, and that means he's the one to follow. So, and to exemplify that, we're going to read this article on Substack. This is by Rashid Walters. This is their page, Rashid's Publications. Bidenomics, Trump, Bidenomics. Joe Biden is clearly an enemy of the United States. He was installed by China and foreign enemies. Let's not kid ourselves. You can't wreck the American economy this badly unless you're doing it intentionally. So let's see what Rashid has to say. Prior to President Donald Trump's Bidenomics, the state of the American wallet was comparable to an onion. Opening it would bring tears to your eyes. 60,000 American factories shut down, and 5 million Americans lost their manufacturing jobs as a consequence of decades of disastrous globalist trade agreements like NAFTA and the U.S.-China Relations Act of 2000. From 1994 onward, presidents of both parties have economically marginalized and put the American people last. A lot of this started way back in 1971 when we went off the gold standard. Richard Nixon was no conservative. He may have been a Republican, but he was a crook. And his secretary was I'm forgetting his name. Secretary of State. whatever. They sold America out for China because they took the dollar off the gold standard. They wrecked the purchasing power of the dollar, and they moved a whole lot of manufacturing jobs to communist China, where a lot of people were slaves in all but name. So, coming back to the article here. This, however, was the state of affairs until 2017, when Donald Trump became the 45th president of the United States and nationalized our globalized and stagnated economy. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, was Trump's replacement for the disaster known as NAFTA. USMCA is projected to bring 170,000 jobs, a $70 billion gain to U.S. GDP, and a $2.2 billion increase in U.S. agriculture exports by 2026. As a check on China's monopoly and unfair trade relationship with the United States, the Phase 1 China trade deal was another great deal that Trump delivered to the American people. As part of the agreement, China committed to buying $200 billion in U.S. goods and services over a 2-year period, starting from January 1st, 2020 until December 31st, 2021. Trump, as I've covered in another video, he's a very skilled negotiator. He knows how to do things. And one of his biggest tools was tariffs. Other countries place tariffs on us. It's only right that we place tariffs on them. You know, when Trump said Mexico would pay for the border wall, he meant he would charge them tariffs to import products into U.S. That's how he got so much stuff done. You know, that was one of his biggest forms of leverage against countries that would otherwise stab us in the back. That's how he was able to prevent wars and enable peace talks through economics. So he showed us the way. Russia never should have had to invade Ukraine, but apparently Russia, Putin and Xi Jinping preferred Biden over Trump. They preferred Hillary over Trump, so they did what they could to keep Trump out. Coming back to the article here, this would have decreased U.S. trade deficit with China by 54%, making it historic. Unfortunately, due to President Joe Biden's weakness and refusal to honor the Phase 1 trade deal of his predecessor, China failed to purchase the remaining 49% of what they had pledged to purchase. That's not... Why else would they install Biden through ballot harvesting and hacking the voting machines? During Trump's presidency, the stock market and 401k accounts of the American people prospered, providing both comfort and wealth. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 44.6%, and the NASDAQ Composite Index increased 62% for Trump. Contrast this with Biden's dismal performance in the stock market, during which the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose just 21.9%, and the NASDAQ Composite Index rose only 13.8%. Even with all the great trade deals and stock market performances, Bidenomics' crowning achievement was making the U.S. energy independent through the opening of federal leases to oil and gas corporations, which encouraged greater drilling and fracking. Under Bush, Obama, and Biden, the average gas price was $3.30, $3.68, and $4.06 during their respective tenure. In contrast, with an average gas price of $2.81 per gallon, Trump's presidency had the lowest gas prices of all three presidents. I kind of wonder if he was the only president that was truly elected since Reagan. You gotta wonder. Low energy prices, lower inflation. Let me repeat: low energy prices lower inflation, but high energy prices raise it. I've been telling that to a lot of my Uber passengers. You know, they complain about high costs. I tell them energy is the foundation of the economy. It drives the cost of everything. You know, Trump at a CNN interview last year, when asked what he would do to lower prices, he said, "Drill, baby, drill." And that was, you know, that was the key. There was a reason that Biden canceled the Keystone pipeline and canceled all the oil leases, because he's an enemy agent and he wants us to fail. He wants us to be poor. So we got to figure out ways to survive until we can fix the elections. We learned this all too well with Bidenomics, which was the greatest economic suicide in American history. Swiftly undoing Trump's energy policies, Biden halted all federal oil and gas leases, including Lease 261, a 73 million acre stretch of Gulf of Mexico water that was scheduled to be leased to oil corporations before Biden took office. Biden also promptly revoked the Keystone XL pipeline and recently blocked oil drilling on 10 million acres in Alaska, including leases Trump sold. Due to the anti-fossil fuel policies of Bidenomics, there has been a 40-year historical high rate of inflation, driving up the cost of food by 18%, gas by 52%, and energy by 38%. Sadly, Bidenomics is a gift that keeps on giving. And illegal immigration is the worst part of it all. Biden's open border policies and lack of action on illegal immigration will seriously harm the United States' already fragile economy. The mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who is also a Democrat, therefore he's not really the mayor, he wasn't elected, estimates illegal immigration will cost New Yorkers $12 billion by mid-2025 and will destroy the city. Bidenomics will keep American wallets empty, 401ks in danger, energy prices skyrocketing, and illegal immigrants financially depressing the American economy. Bidenomics will ensure that 401ks are secure, energy costs are low, trade deals are fair, and American wallets are full. We wouldn't have this problem if we had real elections. So it's so important to talk to everyone and watch the polls. Now, as if to drive the point home, all jobs recovered post-COVID under Joe Biden went to foreign-born workers, including illegals. This is from the Gateway Pundit. I hate to be all doom and gloom, but here's the facts. Bidenomics, screw America at all costs. Per the Center for Immigration Studies, all employment growth has gone to the foreign-born. 183,000 fewer U.S.-born Americans are working than in 2019 before COVID. Yet the number of immigrants, legal and illegal, working is up 2.9 million over 2019. Comparing the fourth quarter of 2019 to the fourth quarter of 2023 shows 2.7 million more people working in the United States, 2.9 million more immigrants, legal and illegal, and 183,000 fewer U.S.-born Americans. Since the depths of the COVID recession in 2020, employment has increased for both groups, but the number of U.S.-born workers has not made it back to the 2019 pre-COVID level. Equally important, the share of working-age U.S.-born men without a bachelor's degree, not in the labor force, deteriorated in the decades prior to 2019, and the rate in the fourth quarter of 2023 was lower still. These individuals do not show up as unemployed because they did not look for a job in the 4 weeks prior to the survey. Therefore, they're not filing for unemployment. The long-term decline in the labor force participation rate of less educated men is linked to serious social problems, from suicide and crime to drug overdoses and social isolation. It's also wrecking the family because most women don't want to marry men who earn less than them. I mean, so many corporate jobs are going to women, so many white-collar office stuff. So, I mean, a lot of the, they talk about the wage gap. Well, that's because men usually take more dangerous jobs like fishing, drilling for oil, mining, construction, things like that. So, but a lot of those jobs aren't hiring because of Bidenomics. So it's ruining the family. It's ruining relationships. It's ruining romance. It's that plus a very lopsided, unfair family court system. It's like that's why you've got something like MGTOW, men going their own way. I mean, that phenomenon. I want to have a family. I want to meet Miss Right. I want to provide for her and be her provider, like my grandfathers did for my grandmothers. But something's got to change. We gotta get back to sound money for one thing, and we have to have fair elections. So now, that said, until we have fair elections, why on earth would you want to work for the man? I say you got to start your own business. You got to start your own hustle. You got to buy, sell, trade on the stock market, trade on the crypto markets. And I want to offer some ideas here. Have you heard of crowdfunding? I want to bring up Indiegogo. There's like all sorts of businesses and startups that are getting started on Indiegogo and Kickstarter and a lot of other things. If you can even start your own crowdfunding website by hiring Ziphos Web Marketing and installing a crowdfunding plugin. You can do pre-sales of your product or your comic book or your novel or your podcast. You can get funded and offer all sorts of things here. And thinking outside the box further, go to presearch.org. Don't go to Google, because Google is big tech run by the deep state. Presearch is where it's at. Presearch.com. Type in business ideas AI and look at all these cool ideas that you can, ways that you can make money with AI. I mean, AI is coming for your jobs, but it's not coming for your business. You can start your own business with AI. So you got to have an abundance mindset. You got to have an opportunity mindset. You can't just rely on a job anymore, because jobs are under attack. One of the reasons I'm so against the income tax anymore is because there's so many different ways to make an income. There's no really fair way to apply an income tax evenly. You can either invest, you can either sell, you can either work for an employer. There's no fair way to apply an income tax. So therefore, we need to abolish the 16th Amendment in the IRS. That's what I think. So we have to have a tax on just consumption. So until we have fair elections and we can have maybe a convention of states to either repeal or make some new amendments to the Constitution, we got to figure out, we got to muddle and hack our way through the brush as best we can. So take advantage of the links in the description of this video or podcast, whatever you're watching this on. Whether you're watching this on Rumble, Odyssey, YouTube, X, or Instagram or Facebook, and give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and loved ones, and subscribe. We're going to get through this. The best part, the good news is people are waking up to the economic reality. They're waking up to the fact that to the way the economy really works. And if everyone puts their heads together, we can figure out a solution. No one has the whole solution, but we all have part of the solution. That's one of my mottos. So I'm going to let you go. I'm A. Houseman, letting you know it's okay to stand up for yourself. Over and out.